This first question, David, it dropped in during your segment. It is, of course, open to all of our panelists as well. Perhaps you want to lead us off. But you mentioned in your segment that in recent data breach cases that were closed, receiving inquiries and claims from people outside the class. Now, what are some methods to perhaps prevent that from happening moving forward?
Sure. So definitely preparing for the settlements. In the past, we've seen that even when there was a closed class, people are allowing people to file claims through what we call a generic claim form. So I think when you have a closed class, you could still give opportunities for people, but providing a class member ID, allowing them to log into file a claim, obviously allows you to quickly validate these class members. And then obviously, if people will always have the opportunity to file a paper claim or to call and inquire, and we can quickly vet them with the defendant. But I always recommend, to prevent, these fraudulent claims, which we're seeing a whole lot more of, if you do have a closed class, to make sure that you don't keep it open. Also, it does, so you don't have to process those claims, do deficiency rejection letters on those. If you're able to capture those on the front end, it'll actually reduce the cost of claims administration. So a good way is obviously to take advantage of technology, make sure that you're prepared with your data beforehand, and provide class member IDs. So that's a good way of doing it.
Thank you so much. Now, I want to try and squeeze in another question here, Miran. It dropped in during your segment. Now, perhaps you want to lead us off on this one. It is once again open to all of our panelists. But what are the types of non-litigation costs from a company perspective when dealing with a data breach?
Yeah, thanks for the question. In terms of non-litigation costs, I think the two main ones that come to mind are business interruption and then reputation loss. I think we talked a little bit about reputation loss, but similar to many of the examples that I gave, that sometimes to stop a ongoing vulnerability, you might have to lock a system down or limit the access, and that could cause some sort of business disruption. So if you're in the business of selling products or shipping and receiving, you can imagine that having a disruption like this and not being able to access or have limited access to a specific system, it could really delay things, and you can just get irate customers, cancel the orders, and it could be very problematic from a business perspective. On the reputation loss side of things, it could have serious consequences, because I think there's, with some of these data breaches, there's just a loss of trust. And you can imagine that in some industries, this could be just critical. So if you're in the business of even collecting and storing and securing data, if you suffer an attack, businesses might think twice to renew or sign up for your services. So I think in those instances, you can see lost profits as a result of data breach.